Hey, 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 hey now, baby. Welcome back to another Celebrity Sweets. If you didn't already know, Maroon 5 is currently wrapping up their Red Pill Blues tour on October 15th. Red Pill Blues brings us songs like What Lovers Do, Girls Like You, Wait, and so many more. So today I thought we'd make something inspired by this album and just going from the title of the album itself. Today we're going to be making some Red Pill Blues donuts. So the things you'll need to make these Red Pill Blues inspired donuts will be 1 cup of warm milk. This milk is 110 degrees Fahrenheit. 2 separate measurements of flour. 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. 1 large egg. 1/4 cup of warm water. This water is also 110 degrees Fahrenheit. A tablespoon of yeast. 4 tablespoons of butter. 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. The first thing we want to do is in a large bowl, combine your water and your yeast and whisk it up until dissolved. Once the yeast is fully dissolved, you'll know when the water is murky and light brown. Now we want to add in our milk, egg, butter, and sugar. After you've added in all of those ingredients, now we want to add in our 2 cups of flour and our salt. It's important that we add our salt now because if we did it beforehand, the yeast would actually die. The salt actually kills the yeast, and then it doesn't rise. And we want it to rise. Whisk in the flour until you can no longer see it. There will be some clumps, but that is perfectly fine. Next, we want to add in our second batch of flour. This is the 1 3/4 cup. So our dough has come to the point where it's not sticky to the touch, but still elastic. So now we want to take that dough and put it into a greased bowl. Turn it once and cover it with some plastic wrap. Now we want to wait and turn around. You turn around, just wait for 1 hour to let this rise in a warm spot until it is doubled in size. So our dough has risen for about 1 hour and it's doubled in size. Now what we want to do is actually punch down the dough. This is kind of fun. Just take your fist and actually punch down the dough. Then lightly flour the surface and plop out the dough onto your workstation. Sprinkle a little bit more flour on the top of the dough and then roll the dough out about 1/4 of an inch thick. So our dough is completely rolled out and now we want to cut it out. Over here I've got a rectangle cookie cutter because we want ours to look like Long John donuts. Using a rectangle cookie cutter, cut out as much donuts as you can. When you have all the donuts cut out, place them on a baking sheet that is greased. When all of your donuts are cut out and placed on the pan, now I want to wrap them up one more time using a clean kitchen towel. It's like tucking them in for bed. When you've covered your donuts with the towel, now you want to place these back into your warm place for 30 more minutes to rise. After your donuts have finished rising for the second time and they've doubled in size, now I want to take them over to the stove in a sauce pot filled with a little bit of oil. Heat the oil to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Carefully drop in one of your donuts and cook until each side is golden brown. This takes about 1 minute. Carefully remove the donut from the pan and put it on a plate lined with a little bit of paper towels. Repeat this process for the rest of your donuts. So our donuts have fried and I just let them cool just a little bit so they're not hot to the touch. And of course a donut needs frosting. So over here I've got some Red Royal Icing and some Blue Royal Icing because Red Pill Blues. So now we're going to frost them half and half. And here we have them, our Red Pill Blues inspired donuts that we made today. As a perfect treat for Maroon 5 as they wrap up their Red Pill Blues tour. Donuts are super yummy and they're one of my favorite treats, hence the logo of this channel. These are super fun to make. You get to really see the whole process from the yeast rising into forming that big dough ball and then rising again and then frying them and then rising again. It's really cool to see. Then we frosted them and you can totally top them with whatever you'd like. We obviously just did red and blue because that fit the theme. If you happen to make these, please share them with me on Instagram at Celebrity Sweets. And if you have any other requests for another Celebrity Sweets, please leave it down in the comments below. Also, if you want to help me out, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any sweet content. Until next time, savor life and make it sweet.